Hi, my name is Chris Simons. I am the creator of StretchMaxx. I have been working as a personal trainer for over 30 years and I've been playing sports ever since I was a kid. And we all know when we are so active, we're always going to get a little injury. And one of the biggest injury that I've come across is the hamstring. So we're going to use the StretchMaxx to, let's say, rehab the hamstring or prehab. So you don't have to wait until you get an injury to start using it. You can do it before you get that injury to keep that mobility in the hamstring. So here we go, hamstring stretch with the StretchMaxx. So we place our foot in one harness and then we do the same thing for the other. Okay, and we're going to adjust our body to the right place so we can get a full stretch. If we start stretching and the stretching becomes too easy, then we can always move our body. So what we're going to do to get started is just to go very gentle back and forth with the stretch. And we're not trying to stretch the muscle right now, we're just trying to loosen it up. So we're going to go back and forth. But also, as I go back and forth, I'm going to start opening it up and go at different angles, because a lot of time when we stretch a muscle, we stretch it in one plane and we don't go into a different plane. So we're just going to go back and forth. So you would do this back and forth for about, let's say, 2 minutes, and each time we go, we're going to find a little different angle. Hamstring is made up of 4 huge muscles, very big muscles. So we definitely need to go at all different angles to get those muscles. Okay, so after 2 minutes of just going back and forth nice and easy, then we can come back to the midline, and then now we're going to put a little bit more effort in the stretch. So we're going to push down and we're going to hold the stretch maybe for 6 seconds for that leg. And when I start transition to the next leg, I'm not just going to go very loose. I'm going to put some resistance. So I'm going to push here with the left leg, and there's a little bit of resistance on the right leg. A little resistant, but I'm going back and I'm going to get back to that point. I'm going to stretch and hold and make sure to relax and breathe. And we're going to do that at all different angles, because like I said, that hamstring is very large muscles, 4 big muscles, and we need to stretch them in different angles. I think the mistake most people do are just stand up and bend over, and we're not hitting all the different angles of the hamstring. So another thing that we can do to help loosen up the hamstring is, like, once we get into the maximum stretch that we have in that leg, we can do what we call a nerve flossing, which will help to just loosen up the nerves in the muscles, and that's going to also help our mobility, because that's going to, the signal to the muscle are going to be a lot freer, and the hamstring you get looser. Is just flex. You can feel a big stretch here. Just flex the foot back and then point. So we get to a point where it's a pretty big stretch, but then we just point and flex the foot back here. Okay, so if you do have an injury and you want to rehab it a little faster, it's good to use a little bit of resistance stretching and not taking the muscle to its full stretch. So if you do have an injury and the full stretch would be here, then you want to stay out of the full stretch, but then put a little bit of resistance into that stretch as much as you can take. Shouldn't feel any pain, and then come back out. All right, so this is a really great tool to stretch. Makes it easier when you use a manual stretching tool and you're pulling the stretch. You really are not going to be comfortable to do the stretch, and if you're not comfortable, you're not going to do the stretch. So when things are a little bit easier, it's more likely that you are going to perform the stretch. So StretchMaxx is going to make it more convenient, easier, and it's just a great way to stretch and keep those hamstring feeling good.